Welcome to the YouTube channel of me, Ugly Wretch. Like, comment, and subscribe, or else.
Ugly anime time again, and this is going to be a controversial one. I don't like the Big O. I'm giving you a second to be like, no, how could you? I'm just not a fan. Like, you could say, oh, well, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. No, I get it. It's just not as good as people try and make it out to be. Like, I went into this because I was looking for giant robot shows. I was, flicking through whatever website I was using at the time to watch them, because I don't think I ever saw it on Adult Swim or whichever it was on. And it's like, oh, hey, giant fighting robot cartoon. Okay, let's watch. And you're watching it, and as soon as you start, it goes, me, 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 me. Okay. And then, it starts doing this slow progression of, the detective work and all the rest of it. I'm like, okay, it's the first couple of episodes. It's just breaking us in easy. And then the giant robot turns up. They have a fight. It takes about 3 seconds. And then the robot disappears and the episode's over. And you're like, okay, it's the first couple of episodes. Let's give it a pass. First couple of episodes. But that's the formula for every single episode. Every single episode is basically, I think it's like 23 minutes runtime, something like that. It's 20 minutes of really boring detective work and maybe 3 minutes of fight if you're lucky. And the fights aren't that impressive. Or at least not the first couple, because he basically does a one-punch man with the Big O. And considering the series is called Big O and the Big O's barely in it, I don't know. So the basic synopsis of the world of the Big O is that these people are in what's called Paradigm City, which is a stupid name. And they all live there, and something happened, I think it was like 20 years before, 30 years before, something like that. It might have been more. And everyone forgot their memories. Like, they've lost all their memories. But they can still walk, talk, drive cars. There are scientists who still know how to do science and stuff. So they didn't lose all their memories. They lost some memories. But throughout the series, like, oh, someone's found memories. Oh, if we can get those memories, we'll know stuff. And it's like, why are you treating memories like the trading cards or, like secret documents? Like, you can't just pick up, like, a memory's not a physical thing you can just pick up. It's like, it's a really stupid series, and they do it all the way through. The whole thing is like, secret memories. It's like, okay. And very rarely do they actually do anything with that. It's basically just, it's just the MacGuffin of the series. They do a couple of things with it, but not a lot. And it's really dumb. Me. And I don't know, it's just, it seems like they're really building up to something. And it's like, like Lost, where they're really building up to some kind of big, shocking conclusion, putting all these little, like, seeds of evidence, and the writers didn't actually know where they were going. Maybe I missed something because I was, bored out of my skull. But I don't know. I just don't. And then at one point they bring out another big being the giant robot series that the Big O is from. What is it? The Big Duo? Which anyone else would be like the Big Double O or something like that. I'm not. But it's this other one, and I think it could fly. I can't remember. It was a weird looking thing. And they have a fight, and he wins. It's a hard fight, but it wasn't that epic in the end. It was just kind of like, oh, okay. he could have lost. It would have made very little difference to the story because, you know, no one seems to care. Like, they do it a lot in the series where the Big O takes, like, this really bad damage, and you're like, okay, so that means in the next fight it's going to be, like, subpar power, it's going to be, you know, in a lot of things. I think there's, like, one fight where it's not 100%. But it's like, oh, well, the main guy, I haven't talked about the main guy, it's all I'm doing badly with this. The main guy, what's his name? Smith, something Smith. Roger Smith, there we go. He just happens to be a detective for no apparent reason. No, what do they call him? A negotiator, because detective's too obvious. Yeah, he's a detective. And he just happens to live in this, like, full multi-story skyscraper building, but only really lives in the penthouse. So I don't know what's going on with the other floors. And it comes complete with underground robot rebuilding and repair center, which is attached to unused train tracks, which is how the Big O gets around the place. Because this giant train it gets loaded onto drives along all these forgotten railway lines, and then uses this big stupid drill thing to put a hole in the floor for the Big O to smash out of. Which means the whole city should be like Swiss cheese with all these giant holes that the Big O's put through it, but, you know, whatever. You're like, okay, so does Roger Smith fix the Big O? Is he the one who does? No. Because even though everyone's lost their memories and everything else, he just happens to get a butler. You know, think Alfred from Batman. He just happens to get this butler who is, you know, good enough with weapons and stuff to hold off people when they try to invade this penthouse. But he's also perfectly able to repair the Big O. Why? I've no idea. Genuinely don't. He can just do it because the story says so. Oh, it's lost memories. Oh, he doesn't remember how. No, it's like, because Roger doesn't go around advertising that he's got the Big O. I think a couple of people work it out, but, like, he doesn't advertise he's the guy with the Big O. So how did he just happen to get the one butler who knows how to fix it? But then, in the episodes when the Big O gets really badly damaged, they've got an entire repair crew. None of which you go around telling people that he's the guy with the Big O. There are just a lot of things that you can pick holes in this series. And I'm only talking about the first series. Then we go to season 2. Me. Which a lot of people hate because it drops the atmosphere of the first series and just goes in a lot more of an action focused. Which I appreciate, because I actually really wanted the action. That's all I was interested in. Like, it's like this film noir, pseudo 1950s, but not really. Drawn by the same people who did Batman the Animated Series, so it's all pretty and lovely, and don't get me wrong, it does look very nice. But it's boring. It's so boring. Again, people can disagree with me. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying... I'm not even doing this to try and get sensationalism or anything like that. People will watch it because it's very much style over substance. It's all very... me. And it just gets to me. It's like, just do something. Like, there are a couple of things where he actually finds paperwork and stuff, and oh, maybe he's secretly connected to it all, but he can't remember because he's lost his memories. And then I think at some point some people get their memories back somehow. I don't really know how that works. And it's just like... Season 2, it all goes into this big war where it turns out that the Paradigm City is basically like a little bubble with a... You know, it's like a little city with a big bubble over the top of it, even though they've been to the coast and seen the sea, so they'd have had to have left the bubble. Sure. Was it the sea or was it a dam? Because there was a big fish thing that you had to fight. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure that's not inside the bubble. So there's all this kind of thing, and basically they're being invaded by the Germans, basically, I think. I think that's kind of how it's hinted, because the main bad guy is called like Schwarzkopf and stuff. I think basically it's the Germans. And I think the people in the city basically forgot that there was a war. I think that's like the big surprise. And they get attacked by like hundreds of big O. Well, there are flashbacks to them being attacked by hundreds of big O's, big duos, and the third one, the big Fow. And I think he has a big fight with a big Fow, and then it ends. And every time there's a fight and he gets in trouble, the big O pulls another super weapon out of its backside. And it's all just so contrived. And this video is very much a ramble. I haven't actually put my thoughts into any kind of proper order, because all I've got is that really stupid me. And that bothers me. It really bothers me. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day. Basically, I know a lot of people love it, and they're welcome to love it, and I'm not knocking them for it, but I'm just saying personally, it's so boring. So boring. And I absolutely love Die Guard. I think that was possibly was that my first ugly anime? Die Guard. Well, there's not always a lot of fighting in that, but the characters are actually, interesting. But hey ho, I'll leave you all to it. Ciao.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all come back now, you hear?